WVVA in Focus, a weekly program about important issues and events in the two Virginias.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this edition of In Focus. So this morning, we're putting the spotlight on some upcoming Oktoberfest and Oktoberfest in our area. So we're going to talk about an upcoming event in Whitfield, Virginia, also Tazewell, Virginia, and Bluefield, West Virginia. So right now, we're going to start with the Oktoberfest event in Whitfield, and then we're going to talk about Oktoberfest in Tazewell. So for the Whitfield event, it's happening on Saturday, October 1st from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m. That's happening at the Homestead Museum, and parking will be at the Whitfield Visitor Center that's located at 975 Tazewell Street in Whitfield. It's free, and there's going to be food, beer, and drinks available for you to purchase, and music is happening at the Whitfield event from noon until 3 p.m. with the Sauerkraut Band. And joining me now to share more information is Marcella Taylor. She's with the Town of Whitfield Department of Museums. And also joining us this morning is Lori Stacy. You may recognize her. She does a lot in Tazewell County. So she's the Executive Director with the Chamber of Commerce. So ladies, thank you both for joining us.
Well, thank you. It's good to be here.
Absolutely. Yes. And also I want to mention, Lori, the event in Tazewell is also happening October 1st.
Yes.
Right.
So we are here to cross-promote.
We're just talking about that. We're here to cross-promote, and hopefully you can find a way to hit up both events.
Oh, yes.
But Marcella, I'll start with you. Let's share some more information about this fun event on October 1st.
Okay, yes, this is our first event that we're having in Whitfield. It's with the Town of Whitfield Museums. And it's going to be at our Homestead Museum property, which is right adjacent to our visitor center in Whitfield. And it's a 10-acre site, and it's not open to the public yet, but we hope to be open, you know, sometime probably later in the year. But it's one way to get more people down there to see the property, and also this is a new event for us. So we're hoping to have a real fun day and good weather. Yeah,
we're fingers crossed for good weather for Tazewell and Whitfield. So, Lori, let's talk about also what's going on in October 1st for Oktoberfest then.
Okay, so first of all, we love Main Street Tazewell. And so we are just going to flood Main Street with lots of different regional breweries, food trucks, and vendors. But we are just so excited to be able to have this event. And, you know, and I'm so exhausted of being able to say we haven't been able to have anything in so long.
True.
But we haven't. Since 2019 was the last time we had this event, and I think that was year 4 or 5. So this is either 5 or 6, I'm not for sure. But I am so excited. So for the first time as the Executive Director of the Chamber, I am able to host Oktoberfest.
Yes, this is so fun and fantastic. And of course, what better way to celebrate the start of October than through fun events in Virginia, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about the times of both events. So Marcella, what time is everything happening again for the Whitfield event?
And for the record, we didn't plan this.
No, this was not. They were both invited to come on to talk about the event, and then segment 3 we'll have someone from Bluefield, West Virginia. By the way, that event is not October 1st. That's coming up Saturday, September 24th.
Right.
So maybe you can hit up all these events. But Marcella, what time is the event?
Yes, it is from 11 to 4.
11 to 4.
And the band, the Sauerkraut Band, will be there from 12 to 3.
Okay.
And they will be on the stage, and they're really... they're a band from, they're based in the River Valley, and they been around since 1989, I think. And they not really known for like over at Mountain Lake at Giles County doing their October events for the past 25 years or so, I think.
Okay.
So they really get into the audience and do a lot of the, you know, the chicken dance and all that. Everybody will know that chicken dance by the end of the day.
And they're called the Sauerkraut Band.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay, so you can make your way in Whitfield and then come on over to Tazewell. So Lori, what time is the event in Tazewell?
Okay, so our gates are going to open at 4:30, but our event starts at 5.
Oh,
so
see?
perfect timing. Perfect.
Go to both.
Yes.
Oh, I'm planning out my day
We're so
already.
happy.
This is fantastic. Now, Lori, what about purchasing tickets? Should folks go ahead and do that in advance at the door? How does that work?
Well, I do advise you to do that ahead of time because you're going to save a little bit of money, but you have options. Now, you can do a tasting ticket, and when you do, you're going to get this gorgeous little tasting souvenir glass. So I love this because we're doing actually 4-ounce samples when you go and you visit the different breweries. These are on sale online for $35, and that's TazewellChamber.com. Click on Oktoberfest. You can also get them at Between Friends in Tazewell and A Touch of Gray Stained Glass in Richlands. But you also have the opportunity to get just a concert non-tasting ticket for $10. So I like to say, you know, you have a group of friends that are going to come and they're going to taste. Well, you might need a designated driver. So we still want you to be able to come and enjoy the great music, beautiful Main Street, the food trucks, the, you know, all the other events, and then maybe take care of some buddies. But we do have a shuttle service too, which is, I think, will be very helpful to a lot of people.
Yeah, that is definitely helpful. And that's great if folks just want to come out and maybe they want to listen to the music, but they're not big drinkers, so they just want to come out and enjoy the festivities.
Right.
And Marcella, for the WVVA event, now it is free and people can go ahead and purchase food and beer if they'd like. Now, is there going to be some German food options available?
Yes, we have a local place that's here in Whitfield, well, in Whitfield, and it is the Matterhorn restaurant, which is with the Wilford Dinner House. And they are going to be doing some German food, and excuse me, I'm sorry, I think it's like pretzels and sausages and whatever, you know, sauerkraut and all the lovely German stuff.
Yes, maybe.
I'm getting all choked up just thinking about it. No, but we also have a little glass. We have a little collector's glass that people that want to come and actually get a memento for the event. They want to do the beer, or they just want to buy it for $10. But if they purchase it for $10, it's the first beer pour. And then the second pour will be another price. But then if you just want to just buy the beer, it will be just a little plastic cup, a 6-ounce cup. So you can have an option of getting a collector's glass or just a regular glass.
And souvenirs are great for these events.
Yeah, and we'll have some, you know, bottled water and some other things. And we've got a lovely, it's like a German little spritzer with like apple cider and club soda, and it's like a refreshing little drink. If you don't want to have alcohol, you can have a little.
That's so fun. Now, for both events, are the vendors on hand, are they local? Let's talk about those. Lori, I'll start with you, and then Marcella about some of those vendors there.
Well, we do have local vendors. You know, it's a lot of clothing, a lot of jewelry. Our food trucks are spectacular. And I do want to mention, you know, one of the food trucks because I'm so excited. They're called Pakalacha.
Oh, cool.
So,
on Appalachia.
Yeah, so it's Pakistani and Appalachian cuisine together. So obviously you're familiar with them, and I'm not. But I've heard that the last time they were on Main Street Tazewell, they sold out in like 2 hours.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Where are they based out of? Do you all know?
Is it maybe Lebanon, Abingdon, in that area?
Around that area.
I think so.
And there's always lines, you know, around the block for their food every time they're around.
Yes, so it's a big draw.
That is so fun.
So we're so excited. Of course, we have Spuds. They do great big potatoes. We have Frank's Dogs. We have It's a Pits, which you see in the Bluefield area quite a bit. I know the last time I saw you
at Field Fest,
we were with It's a Pits.
Yes, It's a Pits has some great pulled chicken sandwiches.
Right. And Lulu's ice cream. So we thought, you know, you have to have a little bit of dessert with all, you know, all of this great food too. So we're going to have them as well.
Oh, fantastic. And Marcella, let's talk about some of the vendors and maybe some of the beer selection. Are they local as well to the Whitfield and surrounding areas?
Yes, we'll have a local brewer, which I believe is going to be at the one in the afternoon too.
Nice.
Seven Dogs.
Yeah, Seven
right?
Dogs. Yeah, we're getting the beer from them, and actually all the other merchandise. Well, we've been doing some merchandise ourselves to sell just some like our hats here that we have, and some other little braids, things like that. You know. We all are supposed to be wearing those that day.
Yeah, wear the hats and the braids.
Yeah, we're all going to be in costume. But we're all going to have some historic trade demonstrations because I want people on staff to do like with gunsmithing and blacksmithing and weaving. And so, but that's really the only vendors that we'll have down there. That's the only food that we're going to have is from the Matterhorn, and then the brewer there. So. But then, of course, most of them do the music, and people will come to have just a fun day if they, you know, free admission, so they can just come enjoy the music all day.
And go get lunch in Whitfield, and then head over to dinner to Tazewell.
They've got a lot of opportunities for dinner and dessert and everything.
That's such a great idea. It does. And you know, our festival is maybe just a tad bit different, where you know we have more than one brewery. So, and actually we have Tumbling Creek Cider Company. They come from Abingdon. Seven Dogs, of course, we mentioned from Whitfield. Damascus Brewery will be with us on Main Street. Virginia Eagle, they're a distributor, so they bring, you know, probably 5 or 6 different taps. So you have a great selection. Back of the Dragon it is literally a hop, skip, and a jump from the back of the Dragon to where we are on Main Street. So it's very convenient, but of course you have a brewery right there, you know, in your backyard. Of course you're going to say, you guys have to be here. So that's what we've done.
Of course, that's a given.
36 degrees, 50 in Marion going to be there, and we're also going to have a little bit of wine from Mountain Rose Winery.
Oh, fantastic.
So what happens is you just grab your glass and upon check-in, and then you just kind of make your way to all the different breweries.
That sounds great.
And you sample. Yes, you sample.
Oh, well, we have much more to talk about, ladies. We do have to take one quick break. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone. Well, I had a chance to put on my little yellow pigtails, courtesy of Marcella. She let me borrow this, and Lori's loving this too. I have the hat, the pigtails, and are you going to be wearing this?
Maybe not together, but...
We definitely think you need to be there, though. You need to be our beer maid.
I'm going to let you all share. So here you go, Marcella. You can share
You could be the beer maid that day.
Here you go, Lori. I'm sharing. I'm passing them along. We're going to share. I'm going to hold the little mug here, or the little cup while we talk some more.
Okay, I love this.
I'm loving this. You
Oh,
two
that
look
looks
so
lovely
cute.
on
This is kind of what I look like as a little girl, so minus the beer maid thing.
I'm loving these two right now. They're so adorable with their hats and everything. So I want to talk some more about just the importance of having Oktoberfest or Oktoberfest in Tazewell. Why is it important to have events like this in the communities and in the region for folks to go to? Marcella, start with you.
Well, it's a wonderful, you know, to get together, because there's a lot of times, you know, like with COVID and everything, you know, things were shut down, and then it's just starting to get back up. And I know, like you said, your event, the last time was 2019, I think.
Right.
So now it's just a perfect time. It's going to be beautiful weather. You know, the leaves going to be turning, and hopefully it'll be a very lovely day. No rain. There'll be no rain that day.
Yes.
No rain.
We're hoping no rain.
No rain. No rain. And it's just a wonderful way to showcase what we have there in Withfield and our property, and to encourage people to come back to the museum once it opens, and also just to give something back to the community, because we're luckily we go to a generous donor. We were able to do free admission, so we're not going to be charging. You know, people just come for just a fun day. You know.
Yeah, and that's great that it's free, that you can just come out and enjoy it.
Oh, yeah.
And Lori, why is it important to have the Oktoberfest in Tazewell for folks to come to?
Well, first of all, I just think Tazewell County is a beautiful place to live. It's a beautiful place to visit. And I just love the idea of, number one, people coming home. So it's football season.
Yes.
Tons of classes plan their reunion around football season, and they want to get together. They want to do something fun. So this is an opportunity for those classes to come and join us.
Yeah.
But it's also an awesome opportunity for you to not breeze through town and breeze out, but stay the night. You know, you have an opportunity to, you know, book that lodging and, you know, go to one of our great restaurants and just spend time and see what's happening in Tazewell County.
Right, and go to the back of the Dragon, because
Yes.
there's been some changes there that folks can check out.
Right, we have incredible ATV trails and just, you know, accommodating folks that, you know, and just recently we did a grand opening. There was a brand new business that opened up in Bosavane. And the family chose to move here from Ohio. So, you know, Eric and Kim said, we came here, we were on the trails. Our friends said, you've got to visit Tazewell County, and they ended up leaving their life as they knew it to move here because they fell in love with Tazewell County.
Right, we just covered that story recently, and is it the Inn at Horseshoe or the Horseshoe?
The Inn at Horseshoe Hill, yes.
The Inn at Horseshoe Hill, yes, that's a fantastic story. This couple came all the way from Kent, Ohio. They relocated here, and their son said it happened pretty quickly, but they just love the area.
They sold their business and everything.
Yes,
Yes.
to come here.
That's great.
So if there are people who are looking for lodging, you have family or friends that are coming in for the area, you can go to our website, and there's a list of lodging. Of course, you'll have to call them to say, hey, are you booked yet? But there's a list of lodging options on our website.
Right, and you can make a whole weekend out of something like this. Like, go to Withfield, maybe hit up the Blue Ridge Parkway if you're in Virginia, come on through. You can go to the New River Gorge when you're done visiting Withfield and Tazewell, head on up to Fayetteville. There's so much that this region has to offer, ladies, really.
Right.
It's fantastic. Marcella, let's talk about a little bit more about how this idea even came about. You said it's been, is this the first year now?
This is the first year that we've done this type of event.
Okay.
And we always do some type of fall event with the museums. We've had festivals, and we've had, last year we did a fall festival there, and it was very well attended. But they've been all in the back of their minds, a lot of people that's planning that we want to do something Oktoberfest. We have to go out of town to go to Abington or Roanoke or somewhere, and we want something in town that we can give to people, that people can just go to. And it's wonderful that Tazewell is so nearby, and just go to both of them. I mean, just spend the whole day and just have a wonderful day of just coming here and then going to yours and then
Well, and what kind of feedback are you ladies hearing from people in your communities about the need to have events for families and people to go to? What kind of feedback are you hearing about the need for those things?
People are so excited about this event. They when we get these things, I've been going around like to the radio stations and to the different businesses and stuff, and they're just like, we're so excited about this. We really wanted to have something like this here.
Yeah.
And
Lori,
well, I do think that we're still kind of living under, a little bit of fear about things, but there are so many people that they're so eager to get out and, feel some normalcy. And I think that, we're just now starting to get back into that. But I think month after month after month, things get just a little bit easier for us to, return to those events. And it is important because we need that. We need that.
Right, and it's important to recognize also the volunteers that put together events like this, right? It takes countless hours to organize, to set these things up, to get the permits, whatever's needed to put on these events. So what kind of effort does it take, Lori, to put together the Tazewell event?
Well, in our case, we have a committee. So, I do want to say a great big thank you to Brad Billups, who is actually a CPA in Tazewell County, but he has been the right-hand man when it comes to putting this event together. But Regina Sayers, who's the director of Appalachian Agency for Senior Citizens and also my chamber president. Thanks to Appalachian Agency, we are going to have a trolley that's going to go from the old Magic Mart location, which is actually where the chamber office is. So a little shuttle that'll go from there to Main Street. A great big thank you to Chris Family Coach, because his van services are going to actually pick up visitors that are going to be at the Comfort Inn in Bluefield, Virginia, as well as the hotel and lodging that is in Claypool Hill, and bring them to Main Street. The best thing about that is they're not going to be driving. So if they do sample a little bit too much, then you're going to have safe transportation back to your hotel.
Right, that's important. And Marcella, we have about 30 seconds left, but would you like to give a shout out to anyone in particular who's been just instrumental in making your event happen in Whitfield?
Well, I have to say, this lovely logo that we have, and we've had a lot of compliments on it.
That's beautiful.
This was actually a young lady that is with the Town of Whitfield Visitors Center staff. She is actually works with our tourism department, and she has actually come up with this, and it was like a struggle. We were trying to get something that had Oktoberfest, and then we were working with the words, and then we finally come up with this tulip and urns design.
It's so beautiful.
And it was, she came up with a perfect logo, and her name is Tina Henley, and she is just wonderful. She does a lot of the brochures, the walking tour that we have for the town, and the visitor guides and all that, and she's just wonderful with her design work. So.
Well, that is absolutely beautiful. And ladies, thank you both, Marcella, Lori, for joining us and sharing more about the upcoming events, both happening on Saturday, October 1st in Whitfield and Tazewell, respectively. You can hit up both locations, but thank you both for being here.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to this edition of In Focus, everyone. Right now, we're going to continue our preview of Oktoberfest events in our area. There's an event in Bluefield coming up next Saturday, September 24th. Joining me now to share more information is Rob Linkus and David Harden. They're volunteers with the Bluefield Beautification Commission, the group putting on Oktoberfest. So, gentlemen, thank you both for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. So, David, I'll start with you. People love to know about the food. What can we expect this year?
Well, we're going to have fantastic Oktoberfest-themed food. There will be two vendors there. David's downtown, and it's the Pitts Barbecue, where they have a food truck, and then David's we set up in a big tent and all. But we have Philly cheesesteaks, we have bratwurst, we have a bratwurst plate, we have Reuben sandwiches, super nachos, we have hot dogs.
Wow.
All kinds of non-alcoholic drinks if folks are interested in that, and we have cookies, popcorn, all kinds of munchy things. So lots of food, and I'm sure in the pits, they will have similar foods. I know they focus mainly on barbecue, and they're really nice folks, and they only do a few events these days, so we're thrilled that they're coming also.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be great to have It's the Pits there. I ended up trying some of their pulled chicken at one of the BLUEFIELD Field Fest events. Really good food, and your food is great too, David.
Thank you so much. Well, we try our best. We put a little love in everything that we make, and we're looking forward to a beautiful day, and hopefully people will be hungry, and you know, with all the great beverages that we have available, I'm going to make sure the food is fantastic.
Food is fantastic, and Rob, let's go ahead and talk about the beverages and what folks can expect there.
Oh yeah, thank you for that. You know, when it comes to Oktoberfest, people are very serious about their beers. So I'm going to look at our list here to make sure I get those right, because that's a lot of what they're looking for. We are going to have 7 dogs out of Withful come for that craft beer, and then we're also having Devil's Backbone. They're doing their Munchin' on Pumpkin, so we have that pumpkin beer there. And then Devil's Backbone O-Fest, so that's another Oktoberfest beer. Golden Road Mango Cart, and then Hardwood Great Return, that's an American IPA. And Sweetwater Blue, which is a light-bodied wheat beer, are just some of the ones that we're having. So we've got a real great variety of beers and specialty beers. What's nice about Oktoberfest, we have a whole different beer list than we do for our winter warmer, because where we are at the park, we reach out and get some different beers. So we're excited about featuring those Oktoberfest beers.
Right, and of course you have to have pumpkin-flavored beer at an Oktoberfest event, right?
That's right. That's why you got to get there early, because that's one that really goes quick.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned about getting there early, Rob, because we're looking at the times being from 3 to 7 p.m., so it's going on for 4 hours at BLUEFIELD City Park. Let's go ahead and talk about those ticket prices and where folks can purchase the tickets.
Sure. Well, the gate opens at 2:30 for those people that are eager to get in there and get situated. You can find the tickets on Eventbrite, and they are $30 in advance. We'll also have tickets available at Goody Coons, and the Grants in Mercer County will have tickets available. And then if you wait to the day of the event, you're going to have to pay $35. So it's great to get online for Eventbrite or stop by one of our local retailers and pick up the ticket in advance and save that $5.
Right, absolutely. Save a little bit of money and get some food with that $5 maybe. So do the proceeds go back to the commission, or how does that work?
They do. This is one of our great fundraisers that really makes us be able to do all the flowers throughout BLUEFIELD, and I'll let David add some points about some of the flowers that we're doing.
Flowers are fantastic, and they're very expensive, but you can certainly tell that by looking at them, how beautiful they are. And you know, if you just drive around and start counting the number of baskets and pots and things that are all around BLUEFIELD, West Virginia, it is amazing. I mean, it's tremendous amount of plant material, but we love doing that. We like to make BLUEFIELD shine. I think people really appreciate that. And all of those plants are paid for from monies that we make on our events or donations and grants from various groups and organizations. And the city is wonderful. They help. We are a commission of the city. They help us with the watering, all of that. So we really appreciate all of their help. They give all of that to us and don't charge us, which is wonderful. But we do buy all the plants and install those.
Now, David, are those the plants that are located like downtown when you're walking near Chicory Square, or
all around the downtown area? All the hanging baskets on BLUEFIELD Avenue, down Bland Street, at the city park, at the city offices, and then there are plants in front of various businesses. They have us to do plants for them, but then they pay us to do their pots and all. But they're all around BLUEFIELD. South BLUEFIELD, there's some flowers and all. Cole Harley Davidson, all of those places we do the plants, as well as landscaping and improving areas like on Cumberland Road. We just are halfway through a project on the west end of BLUEFIELD, the entrance sign there. So just lots of money. It's very expensive. People, are very generous to help us, but it does cost a lot to do all of that and improve these areas.
And is there a goal that's set this year as far as a specific monetary goal for Oktoberfest, and how many people might we be expecting this year?
You know, each year it really grows. This will actually be our 7th Oktoberfest, so we're trying to get this down to a nice science, and each year it gets to a nicer crowd. So usually we have a crowd in the 300 to 400 range is what we usually expect for this event. So looks like the weather that you're talking about right now is fantastic for Oktoberfest, and the fact that WVU and Virginia Tech are playing Thursday night, that opens up Saturday to no following having to go to Morgantown or Blacksburg for a game. Bluefield State University's game is at 1 o'clock on Saturday, so they can flow right down to Oktoberfest after that game. So this way we can get everybody out for it.
Yeah, see, no conflicts at all.
No
Just
conflicts.
go on over to Bluefield City Park.
And we have a lot of folks that come from outside the area, and especially since we're almost post-COVID here, or things have lightened up a lot, we anticipate that we'll have even more folks coming that might not have been there before, or they're returning to the area. So it's great because they head out of Bluefield, have great things to say about the area and the folks here, because as you well know, everybody here is super nice. They're friendly, and they try to make you feel welcome, and you know, so I'm really proud of that fact.
And we have just a little bit of time left, but I went to last year's event. It was so much fun, and there was great music. What about music for this year?
Yeah, we're excited. We've got a new band that we've been waiting to get down to our area, and that's the Dark Matters. They're out of Lewisburg area. That's a 9-piece band. So there are a lot of soul music, and they also say if they can't get you out on the dance floor, nobody can, and a lot of singing along with them. They're doing Oktoberfest up in Greenbrier County, so they'll get some great practice in before they come down here for us. So we're really excited to have them. And then back by popular demand is Space Monkey out of Blacksburg. They've got a couple of band members from the Bluefield area, so music I know people are going to be happy with.
Well, we've run out of time. Thank you both. David, Rob, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely.
We appreciate it.
That does it for us. We'll see you all again next Sunday.